Hello, strategy gamers, and welcome to the Strategy Game Butt Kicker channel. I'm your host, Strategy Game Butt Kicker. This is just a little update about what has been going on with my war now with Iraq and Iran, or Iran, however you want to say it, in Conflict of Nations. Yes, Iran did declare on me. And I have, I believe, 3 groups coming in. There's one up here in, however you say this, session or whatever. There's one coming here and one right here. They all have tanks. Neither one is huge. I think this is the biggest one with, it has one SAM launcher, which makes a big difference to me. I am really concerned about the SAM launcher. 2 infantry and 2 main battle tank. Now they are high-level battle tanks, so these are some pretty powerful groups coming in. I mostly have like this line right here, and this is where I'm expecting them to primarily hit. So I am prepared to defend those. They're defended at different levels, and I do plan to shift troops around to make sure I'm able to maintain those well. All right, now I have these little guys right here. And I'm actually going to move these up to Berlin to defend up here. I'm going to put a little bit stronger army in Berlin once they reach where they're going, which is going to take a while. It's going to take 11, 12 hours. All right, so I have been attacked by Iran. I have these going. I still have Greece invading from this direction. I'm still not too worried about Greece. Primarily, they just complicate an already annoying situation. And then, of course, I have Iraq down here. Iraq does have a little bit of something up here still. I have encountered a couple of infantry along this line, killed them easily. And then he has an anti-tank division here in Baghdad. Now, I could take this in one shot. It would be a big, big fight, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to lose that much of my own stuff. So I'm just shelling the living crap out of this guy. And it's going to take several hours to get there. So he has some tank destroyers, 1 armored fighting vehicle, and a few infantry here in Baghdad. So until he comes out to fight me out here, or just his stuff wears away, I'm just going to keep shelling these guys with my artillery until I've worn them down so that it's easy to take the city. I do plan on taking all of his homeland cities. So far, I've hit 3, one being Baghdad. Baghdad is the only one that has had anything in it. So I don't expect to find that these others will be heavily guarded. I think he has been spending most of his stuff up here. All right, so this is the tank division of Greece. So I have this to deal with too. I'm not in any urgent need to do that. I have to take care of these guys first. I think most of their troops are going to wind up dying up here. They're going to be doing battle up here and hopefully dying off pretty easily. And yes, I will have some heavy losses up here too, by the way. I don't expect to have that many heavy losses down here. And hopefully I'm going to be able to take all of the homeland cities of both Iraq and Iran without any major issue, because I think they've probably sent most of their forces up here to try to take mine. Now, I have said this before, I think, in a previous video, but it is extremely important when I am fighting, because I don't have any planes, and it really slows things down. And there are a lot of cities here to deal with. Even just the homeland cities of the countries that I'm fighting, that's a lot of cities to deal with. When I take over a city, I recognize that the country that owns it may get it back. Some of these will wind up going to Rogue State, but I know there are some infantry down here. I killed a couple of infantry over here. I know there are some infantry down here, and these guys are going to be getting some of their cities back. I do not want them to easily be able to get back into building things. So not only do I want to kill as many of their troops as possible, ta-da, I also want to demolish all the buildings, especially in their homeland cities. Now, it never hurts to demolish the buildings in other cities. because you do get a few resources from that. But especially in their homeland cities, if they get this back, I don't want them to have anything where they can build stuff. I want them to have to start off with level 1 army base and stuff like that. And that accomplishes a few things. One, I mean, you're killing off their stuff. You don't want them to be able to rebuild it easily. So demolishing their buildings slows down their recovery of troops. Taking their capitals slows down recovery of troops. It reduces morale in all of their cities. It causes revolts. And then when they take those cities back and they find there's nothing left in there and they have to start over, it is all very demoralizing. Now, in war, whether it's real war or pretend war like this, morale. And I'm not talking about the morale in cities, like the morale is 71 in this city. I'm not talking about that kind of morale. Morale of the player is very important. If, like, when he first attacked me and I killed off so many of his troops, he logged off for more than a day before he came back. That is because his morale was low. He was feeling bad about his experience and he didn't come back for a while. That gives you an advantage. If your enemy just gets frustrated and quits completely or quits for a while, that gives you an advantage too. So yes, the psychology of your opponent, I don't have anything against these guys. They're playing the same game I am. So I don't want to make it sound like, you know, I hate them or I dislike them or I want bad things to happen to them. But as far as the game goes, I want them to be demoralized. I want them to slow down in their efforts. I want them to log off and not log back on for a while. I want them to make stupid mistakes. It would be awesome if they started to pull troops back to fight me down here. Then that gives me more time to build up more stuff up here and play around in their cities while they're moving back. That may happen too. Lots of things can happen because they stop thinking aggressively and start thinking defensively. Purely defensively. He's getting my cities. He's killing my troops. What am I going to do now? So that's kind of what I want from my opponents now. So I'm going to keep working down here in Iraq's homeland cities until I've taken all of those, whether I get to keep them or not. And then I'm going to start moving into Iran. And my guess is he may have, based on what he has up here, I don't think he has sent quite as much stuff to start with as Iraq did. He has smaller groups. He's also been fighting with some other people. So he's been fighting some other people. I don't know what all he has. He may think that because he has tanks, that he doesn't need to send as many things. These two may be converging on this one right here. So I may need to, depending on what they do over the next few hours, I may need to reinforce this guy a little bit. In fact, I think I may just do that. I am going to... I'm just going to add another anti-tank. So I have an anti-tank that's about to be done here in 13 minutes. So I'll have another one for this group. And I'm strengthening this one a little bit. This is going to be some fun battles. There will be probably some more updates coming. I may do another one tonight. So I like to make sure you, whoever you are, if you're following along, you're getting to see all the interesting developments and maneuvers when a big war like this is happening, because that's what we play this for. Oh, I think I forgot to mention, like usual, I have a handful of things that I always like to do, and this is true even when I'm working with planes. As usual, I am moving in behind his front line to take other cities. So as he's moving this way, taking cities, I like to just slip right behind. I don't have to fight him necessarily. Slip right behind and take some cities. I have enough power in this group that if he has, a few infantry or something, my poor armored fighting vehicle may not make it. If he has a few infantry or something guarding some of these cities, it's probably not going to be a big issue, and I'll be able to take it out. And I also I also have an anti-air vehicle. So if he thinks, an anti-air vehicle. So if he thinks he can just pop in and start killing my stuff with planes, he's going to have some losses there too. So I have a line here to defend my cities. I have a halfway decent force moving behind him to take a bunch of the cities he's holding. Interested in seeing. So I'm going to redirect that. I am going to take this right up behind him there. But eventually, I also want this to start getting to where he's worrying about where this is going to go to. Because it can, after I've popped through these cities, it can start looking like it's going to go around and hit here too, which it might. So I'm taking his cities in two different directions. I have defended here, and we're going to see how this turns out. This is pretty exciting. And I know I used the word annoying earlier, I think. Which sometimes people do annoying things, but overall, this is actually a lot of fun. And so if you like this kind of content, please come back. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Hit the like button, comment if you have something you want to say, and come back and watch more videos. Thank you for being here, and I will be talking to you again soon.